Hi there, and welcome to DLC Photographs. Today, as you can see, we're at a very familiar location to those of you who follow my work. We're at the beautiful Lake Murray. This is Coles Mountain over here, or as a lot of locals tend to call it, Cowles Mountain. We have a really awesome landscape, minimal cloud cover. Earlier in the day I was over at La Jolla. La Jolla was fogged in. So we came to this location to discuss a really important topic to me, which is the importance of having a spot. Now, this spot is less than a mile from where I live, so I'm easily able to get here even when I'm not feeling good or when I'm really tired, if the cloud cover is right, if the light is right, to make a really good shot. One of the biggest importances of having a spot is when you come to the same location, the only variable really is the lighting conditions. And that gives you an opportunity to test out a variety of different ISO, shutter speeds, and apertures with the ambient light. So some nights I come and there's a lot of cloud cover, but there's no wind. So you get those really colorful white puffy clouds in the evening. Or if there's a lot of wind, the clouds tend to streak across the sky. I do come back during the day very, very rarely, but when there's little clouds here and over here, I tend to get really interesting light, really interesting color, and a dynamic range. Now, coming here at night, over the last 4 years, I've been able to test out my long exposures in the evening. I test them on full moon, new moon, which means there's basically zero moonlight at all. There's usually just a dark ring around the moon. Also, when there's heavy cloud cover, when it's been raining, when it's completely clear and you see nothing but stars. So by doing this, it allows me to have the most important thing of all, which is data, information. So that way, no matter what the lighting situation is, if I come out with a client to shoot a night photograph with them, I know exactly what to do and I know exactly where to set my camera. As you can see right now, it's really clear. The sky is completely opened up. Coles Mountain is clearly visible and there's no fog layer on the bottom of the water here. Now, some mornings I've come out and it's been raining in the morning. Some mornings I've come out and it's been really, really foggy, fogged in. There's like a cloud on top of the water, which looks really cool too. By coming out in these different situations, it allows you to get an idea of what the light is doing, so that way you turn on your camera, you set up your settings, and boom, you've got a shot. Because sometimes the shot just disappears within a minute. The clouds move over the moon, and it's gone. The reason I like to shoot at night is because, as you can see, during the daytime, the sun reflects perfectly white light right onto my face. It blows out a lot of the color, blows out some of the color in the sky. So you usually need to bring a variety of polarizers, neutral density filters during the daytime to get that really vibrant, rich color. In the evening, you have an amazing softbox, which is the moon and the clouds. By using the moon and the clouds, it's reflecting the sunlight. It diffuses and spreads that light out, allowing for your eye or for the sensor in the camera to see a much broader spectrum of color. That's when you get those deep blues and purples, and closer to sunset you often get pinks because of the level of the sun to the horizon. It reflects through that marine layer and creates this really dynamic color. I also love to come out at night because you don't need to use a neutral density filter to get those really awesome cloud streaks. And those images create a really amazing sense of movement, which is something that I've come to love, and those of you who follow my work, you know that it's very prevalent in my photography. Anyway, take in this location. It's quite beautiful. I'm going to make a couple of photographs right now and show you what it looks like just in the daytime, and then I'm going to mix in a variety of images that I shot at nights, different evenings. Some again, full moon, some again, no moon, half moon, crescent moon, waning, waxing, and so on. And this will give you an idea of different cloud covers and what they can do to add dynamic range and depth to your photograph. They create a sense of movement and a sense of time passing. And by coming to one location over and over and over again, you start to see what works and what doesn't work. And fundamentally, you can look up at the sky from your home and say, oh wow, there's a lot of clouds tonight, and the wind is really picking up. This is going to create an amazing dynamic image with a lot of color and a lot of movement, which is something that really looks amazing to me at night. Now, you may not like that. You may like stars. And if you really like stars, you look up, you see clouds, you see a full moon, you know tonight's not the night to go out. But if it's completely clear and it's a new moon, you know, if I want stars, tonight's the night.
Alright, pardon my shaky camera work. I was holding this handheld. I didn't have it on my tripod to give you this demonstration. So we have Coles Mountain in the background there, and in the middle we have the Lake Murray, and the foreground here is the hilltop I was standing on. It's important to drive around and even just look at maps to find good locations in your area, with awesome vantage points, or vistas as some people like to call them. So I found this really awesome location. Actually, a friend of mine found it and alerted me to it, and I've come back and photographed a bunch of different images here. And as I pan back and forth, I'm basically showing you the different frames that you would take. You know, it would be 3 frames to make a standard pano of this lake, with Coles Mountain on the far left there, and then as it pans over to the other side of the lake, you'd see Mount Helix in the background. Now, typically, people do the straight side-by-side shots of the view to show you a pano, but I like to do 3 shots side by side and then pan up and then shoot additional shots of the sky. Now, as you can see today, there's not really much in the way of clouds, but some nights and some afternoons when you come out, the sky is filled with these amazing dynamic clouds. And a lot of times I found it does happen over bodies of water. You get really interesting reflections in the water from the sky. So when I shoot it like this, the final image doesn't come out looking like a pano. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times the images end up looking just like a standard single frame shot that you would get out of the camera because of the shape of it. At the end of this brief little video clip, you'll see a still shot. You'll realize it's not a video, it's not moving, and it's just this one single frame to show you what it looks like. Then this one single frame is a representation of the following image that's going to show up, and the following image is stitched together 6 image pano. Anyway, the remaining shots that you're going to see are shots that I have made over the last few years from this location. So take a look and enjoy.